Nigga, what? Okay, y'all. So, I guess I'm gonna do me like a little mukbang or whatever. You know, a little car bang. So, I got... Is the name even on the bag? Oh, yeah, it is. Okay. And it's backwards because I'm using my front-facing camera. But it's tropical smoothie. And I got jalapeno chips and their chipotle chicken flatbread with no bacon because I don't eat pork. No bacon, and then light on the cheese. I shouldn't be eating no cheese, any dairy, but listen, we went light on the dairy, okay? And so this is my favorite thing to get from them. Tropical Smoothie is clearly a smoothie place. Their smoothies are good too. Oh, y'all can't really see it. Oh my gosh, y'all can't see it good, child. But I was watching a video and the girl was talking about dealing with a partner that throws their past in their face, right? Toxic things that have happened to them in their past. And it's funny because I was just having a conversation with someone about this. Like, you know, often I hear people say shit like, never tell, you know, the person that your current person or the person that you're getting to know, dealing with or whatever, about your past relationships and stuff that you've been through and stuff that you've accepted that, you know, isn't good, right? And I look at that kind of how the girl that I was watching was talking about, because to me, I feel like if we're in a serious, we're working towards being in a serious relationship, we are in a serious relationship, I should be able to share my past traumas with you without the fear that you're going to use that against me or think less of me or whatever. Like, this big thing about trying to protect like your feelings because you don't want anybody to use that against you, to me it's like it's not a good thing. Because if we're together and I can't openly share who I am, the shit that I've been through, and without fear of you like judging me or looking down on me, thinking less of me, or trying to use that against me as a means to manipulate, control, or trigger me when you're upset, then you're not the person I need to be with. So maybe I should, you know, feel open to tell you that. And once I see that, okay, you're gonna throw this in my face or try to make it, well, you used to do this, you know what I'm saying, like you accepted this and that. Look at that, y'all. That chicken looks so good. Okay, so it has chipotle mayo, tomato, pepper jack cheese, and lettuce. And did I say chicken? But of course, y'all know it's a chicken club, so. But yeah, I just came from home, y'all. Because I went home to take my bags in the house, and of course, after I had to use the restroom, and after I used the restroom, I washed my hands. But I mean, I guess I had to touch the door, and then I had to touch my car door and my steering wheel. So, you know, and I just touched my phone. So, I just licked my finger a while ago from the sauce. It might have some extra germs on there, but anyway, okay. It's so good. But yeah, like, what do y'all think? Like, have y'all ever been with someone who tried to throw your past stuff up in your face? Or like, what are your thoughts on somebody who would do that? I feel like you shouldn't be with that person. Bottom line. Like, if somebody would do you like that, Why you want to be with somebody that wants to hurt you? You know, wants to bring up your past and throw it up in your face. That's not conducive of a healthy relationship or a healthy partner. I'm like my girl. Honey, period. Girl, why is this bag half full? This is how many chips I got. Excuse me. But, yeah, like, how would you deal with that? Is that like an immediate, like, it's over, you know? What do they call it? Him. My mind keeps wanting to say no-brainer, but that's not what it is. It's a, non-negotiable. All right. You bring up my past in a way to try to demean me or talk negatively about me. No, I don't want to be with you. But see, my thing is this. Argument or not, I don't say shit to intentionally hurt somebody. Now, I know when you get worked up, things can come off a little bit rude. That's why you shouldn't even be discussing why you are worked up. Like, you know what I'm saying? It should just let me calm down. We can revisit if necessary. But if you do, because we're human and shit happens, right? There should always be a mindfulness, especially of people that you respect, that you love, that you value. To that mindfulness should be present even in moments of anger, to not intentionally say things that you know will sting, that you know will hurt them. Like, I don't understand people like that. Like, oh, I was just mad. I only said that because I was mad type shit. Like, what? Nigga, what? So when you get mad, you don't give a fuck about me. And that's wild. That people have that little self-control. Oh, I was good mad. I was mad too. You know what I'm saying? Like, but absolutely no. This is so good. But it's like, absolutely not. I think throwing up your past or doing things to intentionally hurt or trigger a person is emotional abuse. Like, and it's like, shit. I have been through so much in relationships. What are they doing over here? The fire department just pulled up on the main road. I mean, they are doing like some little construction work right there, but what the hell? But like, I don't want any forms of abuse. Mental abuse hurts. Emotional abuse hurts. Physical abuse hurts. Like, abuse is abuse. And I honestly, I've been through it all, y'all. But I think that, at least for me, only speaking for me, the emotional and mental abuse is a lot more hurtful and harder to recover from than physical abuse. But in the same sense, I don't think that you can have physical abuse without emotional and mental abuse. But you can definitely have emotional and mental abuse without the physical abuse, right? So we're all comes full circle. All goes hand in hand. Oh, that big old piece of lettuce. They really could have saved that. They knew they put that shit on there. It just irritated me, like, why? Like, what the fuck? But yeah, like, getting over mental and emotional abuse is tough, because once stuff starts fucking with your psyche, like, it's a process, man, and getting through that. Like, and one thing that I learned, one thing I learned about healing is it is a constant process, right? Or at least for me, I haven't got to a stage where I feel like I'm completely healed, right? Healed. Like, you constantly have to work and remind yourself, I am worthy. I am beautiful. I deserve to be, like, you have to remind yourself of that stuff. Like, especially if you have childhood shit, because that little voice in the back of your head is constantly, like, doubting you. You know what I mean? That's why people should be mindful of the way that they speak to their children, because that becomes their inner voice, right? So the way that we speak to our kids when they're coming up is the voice that they hear in their head about, like, that's why, like, when people say you're a bad kid, is a bad kid, he bad, and you tell it, and I can see, like, talking amongst adults, talking amongst themselves, what the fuck is this car doing behind me? They probably mind their business, but I'm just not feeling it. I kind of lost my train of thought. But yeah, that voice becomes your in terms of calling kids bad, like, adults shooting the shit, talking amongst themselves with the kids ain't around, like, little motherfucker bad. Like, always doing some shit, because we understand that it's not a death sentence, it's not a life sentence to be a rambunctious, a hard-headed kid, right? But kids hearing that growing up, that diminishes their self-worth, and they think that this is the box that they fit into, because this is the box that everyone puts them in, especially when it's coming from a parent or, a guardian or somebody that they look up to. When they're constantly telling them, you bad, you bad, you bad. Okay, I'm bad. I'm a bad person. So they're not gonna reach beyond bad, because that's who they are. That's what they've always been told since they were 2-3 years old, being a toddler. You know what I'm saying? Just doing toddler stuff, getting their shit, messing with stuff. By the time they become a teenager or a preteen, school age, preteen, teenager, they've already come to terms with, I'm a bad person. You know what I'm saying? I'm just bad. I'm worthless. So it is what it is. Two thick ass pieces of, I do not like thick ass pieces of lettuce. Like, for what? First of all lettuce, in my opinion, should be replaced with spinach, because lettuce has no fucking nutritional value. So what are we even doing here, right? Like, and it don't taste like shit either, for real. So what's the point of it, right? But anyway, back to the topic. They got me fucked up. Smoothie King, this damn flatbread is good, but y'all got me fucked up with this lettuce today. I don't know what the hell is going on. But, I mean, oh my God. But, yeah, that inner voice matters. And even the way that you go about disciplining kids. Because, you know, this is something that I learned from personal experience, right? When you grow up getting whoopings, although, mind you, I didn't get a lot of whoopings, but whenever I did something, I wasn't a bad kid either. Like, I wasn't, like, super hard-headed, or, you know what I'm saying? I mean, of course, I got into stuff, and my mama had to correct me at times, but I just wasn't a badass kid. And I don't want to say bad, a hard-headed ass kid. And once I kind of got into my teenage years, I was a little bit more rebellious. But as a kid coming up, I wasn't bad. And I keep saying bad. This is for lack of better term, you guys. But I wasn't hard-headed like that. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't getting into stuff and doing stuff. So I didn't get a whole lot of whoopings. But when I did do stuff that was considered bad or whatever, I would get my ass whooped. So once I got older, now, and this is me in retrospect as I've become an adult, and I'm like trying to, you know, heal and go through my childhood trauma and really get down to the core of why I am the way that I am, especially in negative aspects of me. I came to the conclusion, right? My hypothesis served correct in my life, that I went through a stage where being physically violent was my go-to. You know what? I'm gonna keep it a buck. It still is. Like, I don't act on it now because I'm an adult. You know, I'm grown. I know better. But in my mind, like, what I want to do, you know what I'm saying, is be physical, because that was the way that I was handled as a child. When I did something that I wasn't supposed to do, when I was in the wrong, you know what I'm saying, I got my ass whooped. So if somebody do some shit to me that they're not supposed to do, that I feel is wrong, then my go-to is to, you know, be physical. So I relate that back to my upbringing, because where else did I learn to just go straight to physical violence? Why is that the first thing that come to my head? Like, I want to put my hands on somebody, because that's the way that I was raised. All right, you fuck up, you get your ass whooped. So if somebody fuck up with me, they get their ass whooped. But I know that is not, that's not proper. And I don't want my kids to grow up like that. But that was still in me. And I just hope that my kids don't do that. Like I said, my daughter, my oldest daughter, is 19, or she'll be 19 this year. And she's never been in a physical altercation. So, you know. And as of up to date, none of my kids have been in a physical fight or altercation. So, I'm grateful for that. But I wish that I would do more disciplining strategies. I always talk about a friend of mine. She had adopted some kids, or she was fostering kids or whatever, a family friend's kids. So it was 3 boys, and whenever they would get in trouble when they were younger, she would like make them do exercises or wall sits, and I thought that that was so dope. Like, I wish that I would have adopted that, because to me that teaches discipline on a different level. Like, if you mess up, you're gonna sit your ass on that wall for 3 to 5 minutes. 3 to 5 minutes of doing a wall sit hurt, you know what I'm saying? So it hurts, but it's not a physical act towards you, but it strengthens the mind, and that, okay, I know better, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to do that, but so yeah. Like, I remember having to go to anger management, but I didn't feel like I was angry. Well, looking back, I guess I was angry, but at the time I wasn't angry, because I'm the type of person, I'm not confrontational, as in I'm not going to really just go looking for nothing, right? But if it's brought to me, if somebody does something to me where I feel wronged or I feel fucked with, then I'm gonna handle it. That's how I used to be anyway, like, because leave me alone. I don't bother nobody, so why the fuck would you come over here bothering me? So now, since you brought your ass over here fucking with me, I'm gonna handle this shit. That used to be my that used to be my attitude. But as I've gotten older, like in the last 5 to 10 years, my mind has changed in terms of that, because I can't control what other people do, what they think, what they got going on in their psyche. All I can control is me. Now, understanding that when somebody comes fucking with you unprovoked, that's them. And even if you provoke them in a way that you're not aware of, right, that's still a reflection of them. So, like the late great Nipsey Hussle said, we have to reassess the way that we react when we feel disrespected, because ultimately that shit, feelings and all of that are temporary, so if I feel disrespected in the moment by something that you said or done, and it's not something where I have to physically protect myself, you know what I'm saying? Now, if you have to physically protect yourself, you got to physically protect yourself. If somebody is coming at you or threatening, your livelihood, that's a whole different, whole different ball game. But if somebody is talking, if somebody, even if they do something that you don't like, if it's not threatening your safety where you have to physically defend yourself, then it really should be like chopped up. You know what I'm saying? I mean, honestly, I know that that's easier said than done. We're human. We are emotional by nature. We respond emotionally, whether it be with sadness or anger. All of that shit is an emotion. But we should have enough control over that to not allow a short-term feeling of disrespect to, like, potentially alter, our quality of life. Because anytime that you engage in an altercation, especially when you don't have to, you are putting your life at danger, because you don't know what the other person might do. You don't know how this might end up. What might happen to the other person, So, keeping the peace is the best thing going. But anyway, y'all, I'm done. I still got some potato chips left. I almost missed my mouth, but I'm done with that little flatbread. It was good. Yes, it was. Oh. Okay, you guys. I don't know. I hope y'all enjoyed that. If you've ever been emotionally abused, if you ever experienced a partner that threw your past up in your face and tried to use that against you, leave your experiences in your comments down below, how it made you feel, how you handled the situation, and then if you haven't or have, whatever, how you would handle that situation, or if you would stay with a person. Like, is that a non-negotiable? Somebody throws your past up in your face, you know, in a sense, to be in an attempt to be cruel or mean to you. Are you going to take that, or are you going to clip that shit? So how would you handle the situation? How do you handle the situation? And yeah, just love on you. Love you enough and value you enough to, if that is one of your boundaries, if you do feel disrespected by that kind of stuff, to not allow that. Don't allow any person to overstep your boundaries that you set, because if a person loves you and respects you, they're not going to do anything to intentionally harm you, hurt you, or cross your boundaries that you have, if you've made them clear. So I personally think, like, it's a conversation, because everybody is different, right? So if you're with somebody and they're used to operating at that type of frequency, you know what I'm saying, at that level, that's how they engage in arguments, that's how they're used to arguing and being argued with, you know what I'm saying, then they may not be aware. But after the conversation is had and it's made clear, look, I don't appreciate that, I don't want you to talk to me like that, blah 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 blah, these are my boundaries. Then moving forward, you know, if they continue to blatantly, like, cross your boundaries and disrespect you, then at that point it's time to reassess kind of what's happening in the relationship. That's my thought, that's my opinion, that's my advice on that. And yeah, y'all have a good one. Peace, love, and light. Bye.